Peter Obi is coming has been trending on Twitter for more than 24 hours with thousands of tweets on the platform. Now, why this whole trend all of a sudden? See, somebody actually wanted to mock the Obidient movement by trying to say that the movement has lost membership, Peter Obi has lost followers and all that because some of the Obedients are threatening people online and all that. So because of that, the membership has reduced. If you watch my previous video, I said something about this whole coalition thing. And I said the most important thing now, or the most important conversation now, shouldn't be what? A coalition, should be what? Electoral reforms. Now, let me tell you of a fact. And I said in that video that only Peter Obi would give this current government a very good fight if he will not win, if we have a free and fair system. You understand? For me, I'm not that interested in who leads. I am interested in the system being right. Because whoever leads, when the people have the power to remove you, you would act right. So every well-meaning Nigeria, even the Obedient movement and everybody, supporters of P2B, must clamor for electoral reforms. Electoral reforms, that's what would give you what you need if you want a better system, if you want a better society, if you want a better leadership. Now, back to the trend Peter Obi is coming. Some persons, if you feel that Peter Obi has lost followers, then you must have to check yourself, because instead of losing followers, I think Peter Obi has gained more. He has gained more in the sense that there are so many persons that felt in 23 that Peter Obi had no chance because of what? He was in a party that was unknown, party without even one elected political official. So many persons just said Peter Obi has no chance in the whole election. But you can see what happened in 2023. That party that came from nowhere without any elected official came and produced a governor. In fact, that party would have produced more governors, more political office holders, if not for what happened. We all know what happened in the whole election with the whole glitch and everything that we heard from INEC. Now, that is one group of persons that Peter Obi has gained. There are also some persons that believe Tinubu was so good in Lagos, he did this, he did that, he did all that and that. So he would bring that magic wand and change things in Nigeria and all that. Of the truth, he has changed a lot of things, but is it for good? Are the masses smiling? Are people happy with these policies and all that? How have these policies affected the common man on the street? These are the questions that most of these persons are asking, or these are the things that are making even the present government to lose followers. Now, you may be saying, oh, people are defecting to the ruling party. Which people are defecting? In fact, the people that are defecting to this ruling party are people who don't feel comfortable, who feel their position is threatened by the ruling party because they feel that the ruling party have that power to influence whatever the outcome of the 2027 election will be. So that's why they are running to the ruling party to ensure victory for the next season. You understand? So this is the problem. This is where everyone should be clamoring for what? Electoral reforms. Because with electoral reforms, people will not be afraid. No matter the party that they find themselves, they will be able to come out and contest election with the belief and hope that they are going to win if they have the followers. So for Peter Obi is coming. Truly, Peter Obi has gained more followers. And if you look at the Labour Party, forget about whatever crisis they are having. If today Peter Obi should pick party AA, party UU, party ZY, or whatever kind of party, people will now have that belief that this thing was done in 2023 and it was possible even without the party having a name. Just with Peter Obi, you heard of an Okada man winning a seat in the House of Reps and all that. So many persons that never had hope of winning election because Peter Obi was on that ballot, on that Labour Party. They were able to secure seats in different locations in the country. So for any person that is feeling or thinking that Peter Obi has lost followers, the person needs to have his or herself examined, because you are living in self-denial. In fact, Peter Obi has gained more followers, but the truth remains that even with this increased followership, does it translate to victory in 27? I doubt. Because if it is the same system, if it is the same process, the same INEC, the same procedure, everything that was carried out in 23 that will be done in 27, I doubt if Peter Obi has a chance. But if people or Nigerians are able to push for electoral reforms and we have electronic transmission of what? Votes from polling units to the National Collation Center or from polling units to the INEC server. And if for any reason there should be a glitch, there must be a rerun. In fact, that there should be no results for where votes are not transmitted from polling units to the elections server, to the INEC server, or to the National Collation Center. This whole idea of moving results from polling units to ward, to state, to whatever, before getting to the National Collation Center is where all these whole malpractices and all that take place. And most times you cannot even blame the national when they are there waiting for these results to come. Whatever thing they receive, that's what they will announce. And going to court is another process that at the end of the day will not even, may not even yield any positive result. So everybody now, we have 2 years to the next election. Everybody now, or a year plus to the next election, everybody now must be clamoring for electoral reforms. There must be changes in the way our elections are conducted. That is the only way we can have good leadership. It is not even about Peter Obi. It is not about Peter Obi alone. Now, for Peter Obi, even himself, he has more confidence. Even whichever party that is going to fly their flag, they will believe that this man can win or he will be able to win this election. So that era of doubt is gone. So for any person that is thinking that this man has lost followers, that person is deceiving his or herself. You must wake up from your slumber. But that does not mean that Peter Obi is going to win the 2027 elections if the process remains the same. If the process is unchanged, I bet you the outcome of the election is going to be almost the same thing. But if the process is corrected, if possible, diaspora voting is included, then compulsory use of BVN. That idea when we heard of that they are trying to propose that voting with PVC should not be made compulsory. That's another expressway to rigging, because there will be so much overvoting and all that. You see numbers and you start wondering if you have those kind of numbers in certain locations. So for this thing to work, for obedience, for whoever, for the lovers of article, even those persons that are in APC, if you truly desire a better country, if you truly desire a better society, you should also be pushing for what? Electoral reforms. Because if the country is good, it's good for everybody. If the society is right, it's right for everybody. There is no time while okay, if the coalition conversation must go on, beautiful, let it go on alongside this whole electoral reforms. We must put this whole process right. The whole process of elections must be right. This is how society can be correct, especially electronic transmission of results from polling units to the INEC server. Election results must move from polling units straight to the National Collation Center. And if there must be any glitch or whatever problem along that line, then there must be a rerun. You cannot announce results when there is a glitch. You cannot announce results if that process is not correct. Again, compulsory use of PVCs. If possible, diaspora voting. This should be the center of the whole conversation. And I say again, if anybody out there is feeling that Peter Obi has lost followers, that person is deceiving his or herself. A lot of Nigerians are hungry. A lot of people in society are not feeling any positive impact of this present government. Even those persons that supported the government, even believing that, oh, this government, some persons even voted for the current president, feeling that if Nigeria cannot be worse than the way Buhari left it, you understand? That was the feeling. They said, okay, any person. And there was another group that also believed that Peter Obi had no chance because of one, the party he was in, it was not APC, it was not PDP. You understand? It was an unknown party. These factors have changed, these demographics have changed, and people need to understand that all these things have worked in favor of Peter Obi, but the electoral system is still not in favor of Peter Obi. So it is not something for Obidient to even be happy, because even with these whole changes, with this whole positivity, the election result can still be the same, just as the way it was in 23. So if we must get it right, we must get that electoral process correct. Thank you. See you in the next video.